Hello, good evening. I thought I'll spend a few minutes sharing my thoughts on Narendra Modi's US visit. I was wondering to myself that the hype and the hoopla apart, what really can Narendra Modi hope to achieve from this trip? We should not also get carried away by the reception he gets from the US administration and the White House, because ultimately a lot of it is also a bit of showbiz and diplomacies. Equally, you know, there will obviously big announcements made on the economic front, but that too is natural. Ultimately, America means business, and they would not give Narendra Modi this kind of a reception if they were not expecting some commercial deals in return. Equally, the shows being put up by the OCI and NRI communities, the Indian diaspora, that's only to be expected. Much of it would have been orchestrated or mobilized, and that too is natural, given particularly Modi's own style and flamboyance. But what I think, really speaking, Modi gets to achieve from here, I think he establishes uh, his place on the high table of global leadership. Internationally, despite all the criticism, uh, the Western media may mount against him, or there are other liberal lobbies, I think Modi will make his position to some extent, or to a large extent, unassailable in the global scenario. And that, mind you, that is different from what the kind of status or stature which Jawaharlal Nehru or Indira Gandhi may have achieved in their time, because then India, despite every all talk, was still regarded as a third world country. And today, we people may not still regard us as the top powers, but we are quite close to it or on the margins of it. So there is a difference from then and now. So, earlier all said and done, we know the kind of comments Kissinger or Nixon would make about the Indian Prime Minister, or even earlier on the side, how some world leaders would talk about the earlier prime ministers. But I think Modi has uh, crossed that stage. And today, therefore, when he is going there, he commands a greater deal of, I wouldn't say just respect, but maybe even authority. You see, this is one area which has been Modi's quest from day one. Earlier, his detractors had succeeded in making him almost an international pariah. That's why from day one, if we know from the time of his swearing in 2014, Modi tried to make a statement by inviting foreign leaders, and thereafter with his foreign visits, trips, first trip to Japan and everywhere else, that he had arrived and the international community could no longer ignore him. And there was also a lot of, we recall, a lot of disparaging remarks about whether Modi will be able to stand up on his own with international leaders. How will he conduct himself in diplomacy? I think he showed that he can be his own man, own person, and clearly, uh, established that nobody could treat him lightly. And this is a huge message for Modi's admirers and supporters at the ground level. No matter how much of criticism, fun, the elite group or Modi's critics among the educated elite and the left-level intellectuals do, for the ordinary person, ordinary supporters of Modi, this is a huge moment of pride. If people are discounting that or ignoring that, I think they are being as uh, naive as they were probably when Modi was going in for his 2014 campaign, to think the kind of impact he would carry. with the Aam Aadmi. Now, what does it do for Modi back home as a leader? I think he will now go in for his 2024 campaign really, really from a position of great strength where he will make his opponents dwarf in the situation and make it all about re-electing Modi to keep India on top. We will keep talking more as the trip unfolds. Till then, signing off. This is Sandeep Ghosh of the GhoseSpot.